In this video, I'll go over the rubric for the informative presentation. All this information can be found in the assignment for the informative presentation. When you're looking for the rubric, it kind of looks like a little waffle. There's a big square, or not huge, but this bigger square with a bunch of little squares in it, and if you click on that, that will be the rubric for the presentation. It's the same information here, but you can look it up there to go into more details. For the introduction, we are looking for an attention getter. Remember, you have to start with a story, a compelling question, or a startling fact or statistic. Go back and check that information again in the module that talks about introductions so that you have that information, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. We're also looking for you to establish your credibility, motivate the audience to listen, which means to link the information to the audience, and preview your main ideas, and then transition into the body of the presentation. For the body of the presentation, we're looking at the ideas that you have are clear, that you have enough main points, remember at least 2 but no more than 3 because you don't have a whole lot of time to cover this information. You have good support and examples within them. You have used definitions, examples, statistics, all those different things you should be looking up when you're doing research. You also have good language choice. Now, almost everyone gets points here, but I warn you that if you have inappropriate language or if you are using language that is biased, then you will lose points. Development of citations. You have at least 3 oral citations. That's a minimum number. If you have more information that needs to be cited, then you have more citations. Those citations need to also be blended in, so go back and watch that video to learn more or to refresh about that information. You have organized transitions between each of your main ideas. They're very clear, they're well blended in. You have an organizational flow to your speech, so it doesn't sound like you're just out there sputtering off information. And your speech follows the outline that you turn in as well. The outline is turned in a separate assignment. Now we're looking for the conclusion as well. In the conclusion, we're looking that you had a good transition into your conclusion, that you've reviewed your main points that you covered in the presentation, and that you have a memorable last line that really brings closure. We're also looking at the delivery of your speech, and this is a huge one. We're looking for all the areas. Now, I'm not going to go into the detail in each of these areas because there are videos that talk about them. And they're very important for you that you go over them because the delivery is so important. And you can do great research, but get a horrible grade because you did poor on your delivery. Make sure you practice so that you have, and practice delivery skills so that you have these down. We're looking for verbal delivery, volume. We're looking for the rate of your speaking, the tone of your speaking, which means you're not monotone, and then energy, and that means that you are speaking with expression. The words matter, but the way you say the words also matter. So if you're angry, or if you're excited, or you're super happy, or you're surprised, or this is so important. It comes across in the way you say the words. That is very important that it comes through because it makes it more interesting for the audience and helps them to listen more. You have pronunciation, correct pronunciation of words. You have good gestures in the delivery, and make sure you watch those videos on gestures because you don't want to have the wrong gestures in there or gestures that are distracting. We're also looking for things like posture and facial expressions as well as distractions, which again we have that right in there. We're looking at eye contact, and if you are recording a video, then you are allowed to either make eye contact with the camera, or you can pretend like you are in an audience, a group of people, that you are looking at the audience and making eye contact with them, or you may have an audience, a small audience you are recording in front of, friends or family, and you can have good eye contact with them as well. We're looking to make sure that you are not reading your speech. You can have your one outline with you on one index card or one half sheet of paper, but you are not reading from it. That's another important part of eye contact. Your time is 4 to 6 minutes in length. If you are over or under, I give you about a 10-second leeway, but anything more than that, you're going to lose points. If you're under on time, you're likely to lose all of these points, and perhaps points in a different area as well, because you haven't supported your speech with enough information, enough research. The information that you're given is relevant to the topic. It's visually pleasing and professional. I'm sorry, this is for your presentational aid. The aid is relevant to the topic. It's visually pleasing and professional. You have, it says here 4 to 6 slides, but you may need even more than that. You may need to have more slides than that. Depending on the content you have, you probably should have actually more slides than that. It's incorporated into the presentation. It is part of the presentation. It is not just sitting there and not part of the presentation. Be sure you refer to the assignment for the details, and when you need the specifics on those, go back to each of the videos that covers those particular topic areas.